Hello and welcome to anyone who's visiting from the SKR live stream, anyone who was there for the Suma stream earlier. This is my stream. Wasn't totally planning this, and now I'm a little intimidated by the fact I might have an audience. Regardless, nothing's starting yet. I just wanted to get this stream started so people knew something was happening. Let me just get up some information on what I have planned, though. I do have a plan. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan. 15 minutes of music is the first bit of my plan. So if you have somewhere else to go, go now. Come back in 13 minutes and 31 seconds. Then we'll have something. Or hang out and watch how a show gets built.
Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
My sanity about to break while everyone I know's out. On a trip, on a boat, on a lake. I'm tired of feeling on FOMO. Babe, I don't even care if we stay home. Put our to-do list on ice. Crank the AC to 79 and make a little island right here. And there ain't a palm tree in sight, but there's not a cloud in your blue eyes. If we need a drink, I'll be the bartender.
I have an interesting document. It's actually kind of worth at least staying for the beginning of the show. I think it's the only lawyer Sarah's ever been happy with. And much like Lana, the first one spoiled all the rest for her. Stay tuned.
Till the sun's up Monday. We'll tell our phones, do not disturb. I got my straw hat, babe. And you can finally pull the tags on your Tommy Bahama shirt. Blue crush up on the 85-inch sound machine. When we wanna hear the ocean, I think everything we need is right here. And there ain't a palm tree in sight, but there's not a cloud in your blue eyes. If we need a drink, I'll be the bartender. I got a fifth of Patron and a blender, baby. Slipping on a swimsuit is overrated. We don't need a beach to get a half naked. Life's too short, let's not waste it. Cause paradise is wherever we make it. Paradise is wherever we make it. Oh, this view of you, it's got everything I need. Yeah, the rooms, they're cheap. And if we don't wanna, we don't ever, ever, ever have to leave. Yeah, there might not be a palm tree in sight, but there's not a cloud in your blue eyes. If we need a drink, I'll be the bartender. I got a fifth of Patron and a blender, baby. Slipping on a swimsuit is overrated. We don't need a beach to get a half naked. Life's too short, let's not waste it. Cause paradise is wherever we make it. Paradise is wherever we make it. AC to 79. Paradise is wherever we make it. Woke up late, the sun still shines. A full cup and some peace of mind. All blue jeans, no fancy plans. A good day, sitting in
Okay, so we're going to do that stuff. This will be the reading screen. Or no, this will be the reading screen. Okay. Okay, I think we're starting to get things together here. I feel good. I'll be turning down the volume for the actual show, don't worry. Oh, happy birthday to Beth Serrano. Big welcome to Candace, Tam Tam Namasty, Beth Serrano's, whose birthday rolling along still, Tam Tam Namasty. Did I already say that? I did. Meow Garita, Amy Zeitgeist, Pretend Judge, Fletcher Boy. You guys are all a little early. We're going to get it together though. I might even have time to roll a joint. Don't get cheeky. I think I might. All my screens are good? Yeah. If any of you have joints to roll, you guys have time to roll a joint. Oh, it looks like I haven't finished my scroll there at the bottom. What am I going to do? Complete the scroll or roll this joint? Okay. Welcome to the stream, Suma. We're here to party. Are you party coded? Congratulations to Mel B celebrating 5 months of membership to Dan D True Crime. Okay. Good. I think that's the sound of we're going to transition out of the show and transition into the show. Meow Garita's thinking of Macy Gray in the chat. Might have time for one more quick jazzy little song before we get started. A quick rundown on the playlist too, if anyone's curious. These are all songs that are free on the YouTube library. Started off the broadcast with Willow Godzilla. Followed that up with Paradise. The next song was Happy. Then Party Coded with Rod Kim featuring Mostly Moss. That was Last Cappuccino in Rio.
I was swinging along,
and this is Beautiful, Wonderful You.
When suddenly out of the blue, just like a present from heaven, beautiful, wonderful you. The clouds disappeared and the birds started singing a beautifully wonderful tune. For no other song could be worthy of beautiful, wonderful you. Now who could have thought this could happen? Who would have ever believed? Could it be true that someone like you could fall for somebody like me?
Oh, this is live, Punchable Babyface. You can't do this. I couldn't record this. This is happening now.
For I have been kissed by an angel. Beautiful, wonderful you.
I'm here with Beautiful, Wonderful You. And you. And you. Stream will get started in about a minute and 51 seconds. We've got a crazy cat lady in the chat. Welcome.
Now who could have thought this could happen? Who would have ever believed?
Let's turn this down a notch.
Could it be true that someone like you could fall for somebody like me? Now I'll swing along, happy as ever, no longer lonely or blue. For I have been kissed by an angel. Beautiful, wonderful, marvelous, lovable, beautiful, wonderful you.
All right. That was Beautiful, Wonderful You. That was by Jason Fabus. We'll get started with the show. We're not going to wait for the 48 seconds. Why would we do that? Make it look like things are just going swimmingly. So, have you guys been having a good time tonight? This is it's a rare. We don't normally do this on Saturdays, but I went a little long on the trial rewatch on Friday. We did 2 streams, each of them about 4.5 hours, rewatching Sarah trial coverage. I was like, maybe I'll have a nap. That nap turned into a 12-hour nap, and the next thing I knew, it wasn't Friday night. Couldn't do the Friday night ramble anymore. So I said, maybe I'll do it Saturday. And then when I was kind of feeling up to it, still hadn't got my shit together, but, my shit was, all in the same general vicinity. Then I saw Suma was online. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go after Suma. Then I saw SKR was on. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll go in about 12 hours then. But turned out SKR had a nice short live by SKR standards. Suma cut her live short to send her viewers over to SKR. So here I am, the late show. And hopefully I can make it worth your while. I think I've got some interesting stuff that we're going to start with. Let me just turn off the scroll because we'll do the alternate takes later. I'll let myself get nice and silly. But in the meantime, how do I turn off the scroll? I think it's near the top. Is that one? No. If I can't find it on the next one, I'm just going to forget about it. All right, we're just going to forget about it. What I'm bringing you is SKR even brought it up in his chat, or in his premiere, about Sarah's lawyers and how Sarah's never been happy with a lawyer. And if you look at her murder case, then that's absolutely true, right? None of the lawyers were good enough. I think part of the reason none of those lawyers were good enough was because of her first lawyer. Just like none of the flying monkeys are good enough because of her first flying monkey. Oh, good, this thing's on. Thank God. Yeah, so I think that this first lawyer did such a good job. And you're probably asking yourself, what do you mean first lawyer? You just said not for the murder. So Sarah she does have public documents on the docket regarding her 2018 arrest. And if you were watching the trial with us, you know that 2018 was around the time of the June arrest where both were arrested. Chest on flag. Chest on flag. So what we're going to do is first we know the incident, right? Okay, so both of them get arrested and she's coaching George, and we remember some of that too. This letter that she got, now this is on her behalf. I'm assuming the lawyer prepared it. This is Sarah's response to having to do a first appearance, or not even a first appearance, just to be formally charged with battery and strangulation for that initial inciting incident. So let me just find this. That's not it. That's not the one. Discovery released. How do I not have it up on screen? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe that's it then. Yes, it is it. Okay. No, it's unprofessional. Where are we here? Appeal response. Maybe it's just, that's it. My apologies. And let me just make sure that this is the one that's showing for you guys. Should start at the top for the 9th Judicial Circuit. That is the 9th Judicial Circuit just below me here. Perfect. Let's go ahead with the reading. You'll see exactly what I'm getting at very quickly into this letter. So this is the response to the prosecution of the fact that, hey, you've arrested me and you're planning to proceed to court. Well, we have a defendant's notice of intent to participate in discovery and demand for favorable and impeachment information. So this is where Sarah gets some of her initial understandings of the law and how discovery works, and why she thought, I think this makes a lot more sense of why she thought discovery was an important thing to do. I should have made myself a frickin' water before I did this stream. Might do a little of this and then set you up with one of those jazz songs and pour myself a water. I didn't think this through. The defendant, Sarah Catherine Boone, pursuant to Rule 3.220 of Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure, hereby gives notice of his intent, boilerplate language, to participate in discovery and requests that the state of Florida disclose to the defendant and permit the defendant to inspect, copy, test, and photograph the following information and material within the state's possession or control within 15 days service after this notice. So this is what she's asking state of Florida to provide. Hey, you're charging me? I'm going to need all of this first. Remember her list of questions that she goes into Scott and Chelsea with? Okay, I'll read a little bit more, but what I think happened is the defendant tells her, look, they don't have much here. What I'm going to do is give them a bunch of make work assignments. They're going to look at the list of shit I'm going to give them, and they're probably just going to stay your case, and you're not going to have to show up. Really? You think so? Somebody gave out memberships? Okay, I'm going to take the break. LCB sent 5 memberships. I feel phlegmatic. Crazy Cat Lady just joined the chat. Boom, membership. LZB. That's not my bell. Marine Corps Girl. Lawrence Family. Lawrence Family is one of my earliest subscribers. The Lawrence Family, I remember, was on maybe my 3rd live stream ever. I remember getting a message from them, and it kind of touched me how global I could be, even with 12 subscribers. My God, what a great bunch of names getting gifts. One Gruntled Woman, perfect, and Whoopsie Daisy, Oots. You've all received gift memberships thanks to LZB. I'm going to take a quick jazz break. I'm going to let you listen to Last Cappuccino in Rio, which is a 2-minute long song. I'll probably be back in 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. That was Last Cappuccino in Rio by Chris Hogan, and we are back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. All right, so let's get back to where we were. This is what Sarah expected from every lawyer, hence. 1. I would like a list of names and addresses of all persons known to the prosecutor to have any information that may be relevant to any offense charged or any defense thereto, to any similar fact evidence to be presented at trial under Section 90.4042 Florida statutes. 2. I would like the statement of any person whose name is furnished in compliance with preceding subdivision. The term statement, as used herein, includes a written statement made by a person and signed or otherwise adopted or approved by the person, and also includes any statement of any kind or manner made by a person and written or recorded or summarized in any writing or recording. The term statement is specifically intended to include all police and investigative reports of any kind prepared for or in connection with the case. And now think of every criminal complaint that's ever been launched against Sarah. Sarah wants names. Sarah's like, I'm not going to, might as well, let's use this. Let me find out if Eli and Kim are the one who are complaining about me. I want to know about anything that has ever been connected with this case. So that includes every time you've called, because it's always been connected to this shit. 3. Any written or recorded statements and the substance of any oral statements made by the defendant, including a copy of any statements contained in police reports or report summaries, together with the name and address of each witness to the statements. Seems a little odd, right? Could you imagine, a mob guy given this kind of, hey, coppa, how about you be giving me the names and addresses of every, witness to this crime? Coppa. 4. Any written or recorded statements and the substance of any oral statements made by a co-defendant. Tell me everything George said. 5. Those portions of recorded grand jury minutes that contain testimony of the defendant. 6. Any tangible papers or objects that were obtained from or belonged to the defendant. So you think if something got seized from her, like, if there was some piece of evidence, like, say a curtain rod or something like that, she could say, give me the curtain rod back. This is a really weird catch-all. My God, you guys are enjoying the chat. I will get back to the chat. We've got a viewer mail port, and at the viewer mail, the guy specifically is asking for the chat's input. So if I feel a little aloof from the chat at the moment, I'll get back to you, I promise. I'm not ignoring you. Seems like you guys are entertaining yourselves. You guys are having a good time, enjoying everybody's company. Okay, so here are the other things. And think she's in here first for battery. And she's like, oh yeah, this is what I want. No, I'm in charge here, not you. Me, that's who. 7. whether the state has any material or information that has been provided by a confidential informant, whether there has been any electronic surveillance, including wiretapping, of the premises of the defendant or of the conversations to which the defendant was a party, and any documents relating thereto. So I do remember her asking something about whether she was wiretapped in the George Torres case. And I remember just thinking of the absurdity of that. Like, you don't need a wiretap. Everything's in your phone. Like, it's not like they were recording you in advance. She's going to kill him any day now. You weren't wiretapped to see when it would happen. But this makes sense. So I think she might have had a copy of this and made her new lawyer ask, you have the right to ask about this. I know for a fact you do. Because this lawyer did it. This was her first ever lawyer. And I think this set the standard for her because it was, well, we'll get there. Because of the way this went, it changed her opinion of how the law is supposed to work for her instead of just work. Number 8, whether there has been any search or seizure of any documents relating thereto. Reports or statements of experts made in connection with a particular case, including results of physical or mental examinations and of scientific tests, experiments, or comparisons. 9. Any tangible papers or objects that the prosecuting attorney intends to use in the hearing or trial that were not obtained from or that did not belong to the defendant. 10. Any tangible paper, objects, or substances in the possession of law enforcement that could be tested for DNA. A weird request, right? You're in there for assault. 11. Any material information within the state's possession or control, constructive or actual, that tends to negate the guilt of the defendant as to any offense directly or indirectly charged. 12. All evidence in the actual or constructive possession of the state that is exculpatory or can be used as impeachment evidence. Now, that one makes sense. That seems like the one that you would just ask for. That's where having a lawyer helps. See Brady versus Maryland, Kiles versus Whitley, United States versus Bagley, Giglio versus United States. Then there's a breakdown of what this kind of evidence is. I'll read it. I'm a reader. A, all information that can be used to mitigate crimes that the defendant is directly or indirectly accused of committing. B, any oral, written, or recorded statements made by any persons to the police, to the state attorney, or to a grand jury that tends to establish the innocence or mitigate the punishment of the defendant, that tends to impeach the credibility or contradict the testimony of any witness whom the state may call during this case. Hello, Roberta Rayel. Hello, Fletcher Boy, Kevin Brady, Disney Mom. You guys are all the most recent people to have said something, so quick shout out to you guys. C, any reports made to the police that tend to establish the innocence or mitigate the punishment of the defendant, or tends to impeach the credibility or contradict the testimony of any witness whom the state may call as a witness during this case. D, the names and addresses of the witnesses who might establish the innocence or mitigate the punishment of the defendant, or impeach the credibility or contradict the testimony of any witness whom the state may call as a witness during this case. That's again, I want the numbers of the friends and neighbors. Whether they're testifying for me or against me, I want their information. E, the substance of any and all statements, agreements, offers, or discussions had with any state witnesses, including suggestion of lenience, compensation, assurance not to prosecute, assurance to proceed only on certain causes, or suggestions of any other benefit accruing to said individual whatsoever in exchange for their cooperation, assistance of testimony in the case herein. F. Oh my God, how many of these are there? Okay. Oh, okay, that's the end of it. F. the substance of any and all consideration of promises of consideration given to or made on behalf of government witnesses, specifically an offer of absolutely anything of value or use, including to but not limited to money, immunity grants, witness fees, special witness fees, transportation assistance or favorable treatment with respect to any criminal, civil, tax court, or administrative dispute, or anything else which could arguably create an interest, incentive, or bias in the witness in favor of the state or against the defense that could reasonably act as an inducement to testify to or color testimony. This is all boilerplate language about Baker Act stuff, but okay, I will continue reading after another sip. And hello to Ocean Sounds and LCB. G. Any and all prosecutions, investigations, and possible prosecutions pending or which could be brought against any witness that testifies for the state in this case in any probationary, parole, or deferred prosecution status of any state witness. H. Information revealing felony convictions or crimes involving dishonesty. Information revealing felony convictions or crimes involving dishonesty that are attributed to state witnesses. I. Identifies persons who have provided information relevant to this case and who have received any form of compensation, including Crime Line or equivalent programs, Crime Stoppers in my area. The most recent sentencing score sheet prepared in the case against the defendant, which the state intends to use at sentencing. K. All material evidence or information in the state's possession or control, constructive or actual, that may reasonably be considered admissible and useful to the defense, in the sense that is probably material and exculpatory, regardless of whether such information is deemed to be the work product of the prosecutor or otherwise to discovery as public record under Chapter 119 Florida statutes. Wherefore, defendant hereby gives notice of intent to participate in discovery and requests disclosure of above stated information within 15 days of the date of this notice. So Robert Wesley has the distinction of being Sarah's first criminal attorney. Again, we don't think much of him because it's the 2018. It's signed by Jonathan Hoffman, the assistant public defender. So this, as far as being somebody who's done something wrong, this is the zealous, almost overzealous side of Keene defense that she'd always hoped for. And now I'm going to pull up the state's reply to what this was. So state's reply is there. Switch it over to the state's reply. And let me... Sad thing about the state's reply is it is significantly shorter. Here we go. So this is also filed for the Circuit Court of Orange County, State of Florida. It is filed by Anthony P. Zito. The charge is battery by strangulation, dating violence. Dating violence. I always thought DV was domestic violence. But I guess dating too. Okay. You learn something new all the time. Did I say it was sad? No, I should pay attention to chat a little bit. But Punchable Baby Face says, sad for who? Sarah? Did I say something sad? Because I can't. Fill me in, give me more context if it's me who needs to answer that one, Punchable Baby. And for people who aren't sure, I think the Punchable Baby Face is Sarah's face, but may not be a Sarah Boone related name, and it just may be a perfect fit for our main subject. I said it was short. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, okay, perfect. So Punchable Baby Face, yes. My foreshadowing. It's a short response. There we go, so we can see the whole thing. That's top to bottom. 20 2018 case, we already know the results of it, so this isn't a huge surprise, but I think this does inform Sarah's attitude and confidence that we see going forward in the body cam videos and her future interactions with police. Comes now, the state of Florida, by and through the undersigned, Assistant State Attorney states that, number 1, from the investigation which has been made, it is the opinion of the writer the case is not suitable for prosecution. 2, this action is taken to clear the records and to release the subject's bond, if any has been posted. Bond. Responsive to the above charges. If in custody, defendant should be released, provided there are no other charges or holds against her. Stephanie Amanda either Calcote or Calcote. Stephanie Amanda Calcote, Assistant State Attorney, Florida Bar, information there. So basically, they got their letter from Sarah, and they dropped the case. And I think from that point on, Sarah thinks, okay, I know how lawyers work. I know how the law works. I have a copy of my letter with all the things I can ask for. And I want names, I want addresses, I want witnesses. Now, maybe some of that shit is stuff that you're not allowed to ask for, or, you know, like they would have gotten some pushback on. But in any case, it's a list of things that, you know, if you're looking like, oh God, we're going to go through all of this for a he said, she said, dating violence case. So anyway, I brought this up. I was just, I was scouting the docket. I wanted to see if there was any documents that people have overlooked. I know that there's a lot of attention on everything recent, and sometimes it's interesting just to go backwards and take that eagle eye onto some of the things that, 2018 wasn't really on the radar at the time. And I know people have gone back and looked at this, but there was still a lot going on with the trial that kind of overshadowed it. So anyway, that's that. That's part 1. Part 1 of the show is done. That's the A block. The B block is viewer mail, and Greenman wrote a letter. Let me see if I can do this. Got a credit. Boom. Then I'm going to switch it over to dark mode. I think I'm going to switch it to dark mode. Boom. Greenman was very interested in the Sarah Boone rewatch. We were watching the trial, and a question came up that gave him a question for discussion that he wanted to bring to the community. So now I am going to read that question, and you, as the community, can answer it. Where are we? There? Maybe there. Yes. Okay. There we go. The technical difficulties. That's the one. So Greenman says, there's something that I badly want to ask all of you Dan D, Sarah Boone watchers about. Let me explain what it is. Carolina Hurtado, you ready for this? Summa cum loudmouth. These questions are for you. Mel B, Fletcher boy, all of you, listen up. Here's Greenman's question. Well, there's a little bit of preamble too, so the question comes. Something struck me as we were watching all of the body cam footage. We know that Owens had some sort of agreement with Sarah, that he would do what she told him to do. Hence all the absurd motions for makeup and Pop-Tarts. Consider how much that must have humiliated him. Having to do those things while it was streamed to the world to watch. It continued during the trial too. Having lost the motion to suppress the long interview video, nonetheless, when Sarah's in the witness box, she still demands her time to complain about how unfair and unlawful it was, blah, blah. Which, of course, the prosecution just let her do because it made her look bad. There's no way Owen or Henderson would have thought that Sarah, banging on and on about how awful it was of the law enforcement officers to want to talk to her about the dead body in her home, was going to make the jury think well of her. That was all her. Why do I mention that? Because I think it is important when we consider the video. The ones on her phone, which she insisted for years would immediately prove her innocence, and all the body cam footage. The defense showed only a tiny amount of any of all that footage. Why not all of it? There are only a couple of explanations I can think of. Number one, Sarah's attorneys, and this is where the question comes in, so if you're waiting to weigh in, option one, Sarah's attorneys knew the videos made her look terrible, and against her demands said, no, this time we're going to do what we think is best. We're not going to let you have it your way over these. It's just too important. But if they withheld these videos against Sarah's wishes, the fight over it must have been absolutely huge. Or option two, Sarah looked at them and realized that they showed her in a very unflattering light, except for the bits that were shown. And those were, a few seconds from the awful video of George huddled on the floor and the TV video. And the thing those two clips had in common, you didn't see Sarah or much hear her. She wasn't berating George in the TV video because, of course, she wanted him to break the TV screen. It was her idea. And in the clip from the awful video, they picked just the part where George hits out at the phone. And a viewer never sees her huge, red, sweaty face or hears her drunkenly calling cops, "Baby! Babe! Why does Henry get to be over there?" and pawing at other officers' bodies. Did even Sarah think, I get it, that looks really bad? Because, as the quote indicates, sometimes she could see a video that looked bad. She might not agree that it was bad. She might, as with the murder video, claim it wasn't showing the whole truth. But the videos on her phone, those were the ones that she thought would exonerate her. Yet her defense didn't show them. I'd really like to know what all the other Sarah watchers out there think. Do you think it was option one? Or two? Or some other scenario entirely? You are all the people who know about this case and about Sarah, so I badly want to hear what you all think about this matter. And then parenthetical, my family, quite rightly, has zero interest in this stuff. They think I'm nuts. I agree with them. And keep right on being fascinated. So, chat, now you can weigh in. I think, I'm about flat with where I started that. So I'm going to read the response to the comment from Aaron Lives Here. Then I'm going to start reading responses from the chat. Maybe before I do that, I'll set up a stream or no, I can't set up a poll. I'm streaming live. I'm not encoding. I bypassed the pipe. Okay, there's no polls today. There will be no polls. Everything's happening in chat. Aaron Lives Here starts us off by saying option two. It's also why they didn't do it as a rebuttal. And I will say a sir rebuttal because they didn't do a sir rebuttal. Mr. J did do the rebuttal, and Owens had the opportunity to do a sir rebuttal, but he would have only been able to address the new information that got brought up in the rebuttal argument. Option two, it's also why they didn't do a rebuttal. Those witnesses Sarah had would make her look worse. For example, Melissa, the property manager, was complicit in tricking George into thinking he was signed off of the lease. She also She also lied to the detectives about her role in that. Okay, so now let's visit chat, and I can change screens. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a little bit more interactive for me, interacting with the chat. This is animated from a screen grab of the actual trial. James Owens holding up his stupid Sarah pictures, asking Dr. Tanya Werner, have you seen this picture before? She hadn't seen any of the pictures, but for some reason Owens holds it up like he's at a WWE event and has the, suck my nuts sign or whatever. All right. Carolina Hurtado says, this never gets old, Dandy True Crime. On the other hand, Sarah Boone is getting old. Sumo Loudmouth says, moving along, what's next on the docket? I have no siblings, so I can't contribute. All right, that probably wasn't in regards to the question. Disney Mom tells Suma can't get drunk. She doesn't want to, says Suma can't get drunk. She doesn't want to get drunk. She has to chase away laughing children. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know. The things I could tell you. The children, they giggle, they laugh, they frolic about. And everyone's having a good time. There might be an opinion. If not, there we go. Carolina Hurtado. She's in on option 2. That's the one I'm putting all my money on, Greenman. Okay, so you've got a couple solid people for one of your options there. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll go back. Ocean Sounds very wisely says, go back and read those options again. Yeah, why don't I? Instead of just saying 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. I don't know, 1. All right, here are the options presented by Greenman, and maybe I'll weigh in while you guys have a chance to answer from here. So option 1, this is the one where it's the attorneys. The attorneys were the ones who made the decision, and Sarah reluctantly agreed after a big fight. And exactly, Sarah's attorneys knew the video would make her look terrible, and against her demands said no. This time we're going to do what we think is best. We're not going to let you have it your way over these. It's just too important. But if they withheld the videos against Sarah's wishes, the fight over it must have been huge. Option 2 was Sarah's choice. Not choice, but that there was some understanding on Sarah's part that the videos were bad. And then they just, okay, well, let's just use snippets of the videos. We'll just use the bits that make me look good. I know they can bring in the other ones. So I guess option 1 is, did the lawyers convince Sarah? Option 2, did Sarah not need convincing? Was it something that Sarah accepted in the same way that she kind of accepts in the interview with Scott and Chelsea? This looks bad. I know. So still not agreeing that it was bad or remorse or any accountability, but at least understanding that, to plebeians like us, this might look bad. Is it those two, or is there an entirely different option? Is there a third option we haven't thought of? I'm just going to get a little here. I see Amy Zeitgeist, another one to say is here. Shallow Pockets. Shallow Pockets finished the puzzle. You guys saw the puzzle that we all did a Magnum and drank and tried to do little Mythbusters on the puzzle experiment. Shallow Pockets did take more than a couple days, and I think less than 3 Magnums, but completionism was pretty impressive on its own. And Disney Mom, you're correct. Mr. J did play the entire videos, but he didn't have to. There's a possibility he wasn't going to. Obviously, he was going to the whole time. He knew what he was going to do. We even got snippets of that early. You saw in the tablet messages when he was reading them in his main case. He skipped over a few of them. And there's even a point where Mr. Henderson's like, well, he already introduced that as evidence, Your Honor. Could I just have access to it? If you make it available, it'll be a lot faster, and I could reference to the witness. And Mr. J's, no, that also includes stuff I'm going to use for the rebuttal argument, so I'm not just giving you a heads up of what's coming. If you guys want to go down that road, I'll open the door and you'll get it all. Kudos to Mr. J too. He played his chess very well. I think a comment that came up it was about Tanya Werner and how James, he tried so hard with her, and, he's harping on about narcissism with her and different things. My speculation with that is Owens watched Mr. J with Mr. Brannon and was like, oh, I want to do that. What would he do there? That was good. That was good. But he, it didn't have the, there's a difference when you've got the facts are on your side, then you can pound the facts. That's all Mr. J was doing. Owens, I think, thought that he would be able to get Tanya Warner to admit to a bunch of things in the same way that Brannon did. And it's like, she's a psychiatrist. She knows what he's doing. And yeah, Mr. J, he was just very open. Like, well, you know about narcissism. Why don't we discuss all 9 traits? What's number 1? What's number 2? What's number 3? And also, Mr. J was super clever in not asking Tanya Warner about all those things because it didn't give Mr. Owens the same opportunity. Mr. Owens asked about everything under the sun to Michael Brannon, and that meant that Mr. J was able to cross-examine about anything under the sun. Mr. J asked very limited questions of Dr. Tanya Warner, and James Owens tried to ask every question under the sun, and it was like, we're letting some of this go, Your Honor, but it's outside the scope. I agree. All right. Let's get back to a little bit of viewer. Well, it looks like we're mostly on number 2. Option was kind of a 3. LZB's kind of a 3, but voting 2. No way Sarah would ever be very satisfied with anyone who told her no or disagreed with her. So I could see that, though. There's some reluctant understanding on her part because, and this would also support number 2. At the end of the state case, there's a point where James Owens, and we learned a lot of this through the sidebar too. This is the sidebar where Mr. J is like, Scott Lowen's here. The detectives are here. Scott Lowen's here. So he's trying to push Scott Lowen on them because they're in a bit of a crunch with their witnesses. They're still waiting for Julie Harper to get there, but they need to, put on a defense in between. They can't just break for 2.5 hours waiting for her to get there. So they end up calling Chelsea Kepsel as a recall witness, and they spend a little time with her, but they obviously didn't want to mess with Scott at all. But the reason I bring that up is after Chelsea comes up, then Owens in sidebar is like, okay, well, because we talked to Chelsea, we don't need Scott. So we're going to dismiss that witness. We're going to release him. And we also got this, and I can't remember the name, and it's just as well because she didn't testify, but I think it was an Italian kind of sounding name, Gruppia Bapalola. We don't need her either. You don't need her either? No, we don't need her either. So I think they were culling witnesses at the last minute. It was right after Pearl Walker, realizing Pearl Walker was as good as it gets, and that didn't go well. We bring up some of these other people. The reason I bring up Pearl Walker as well, too, lovely lady, no offense to her. She probably was older by the time of the trial. Well, we're all older. But I mean, more advanced, more effects of aging. But Paul Clink and I did that video together of her being interviewed right after the incident. And they're like, do you know what happened down there? My daughter called me. She told me that someone died. It's them 2 people who drinks all the time. So for her to be in the trial, no, I can't say that she was drunk. I can't say that. Not necessarily her fault. 4 years later, she might not have even remembered who Sarah was. And oh, okay, she sounds like a nice lady. I'll go testify. But there's something on the Owens team for putting her in that position, putting her on the stand, asking questions. They've got to know through their own discussions with her whether her memory is solid or not. And I think they put her in a bad position. And she already was, traveling wasn't good. It was a big deal to get her there. I think that was mean to Pearl Walker and unethical from the Owens team. But that said, that was an unscheduled ramble. And let's move back to planned programming. What else do I have planned? And yeah, we won't be going that late tonight. There's been a lot of people going late, so Yeah, I just wanted to get in the reads, and I guess we're going to do the alternate takes of the appeal letter, which, okay, I need to have some water for this. So the votes I put up on my channel, I did a read of this, kind of a crying, pleading read as a dramatic read on my channel, in addition to a straight read. And then I put up a poll, what are you most interested in? I'm going to do all 4 from the poll in order of interest. So the least interesting one is the flirty read. The second least interesting is the I'd like to talk to your manager. No, that's not. No, that's my notes for how to do the accents. Let me just pull up the poll. That'll probably be easier way to do it. Go to Dandy. Prime. Yeah, we're up. Okay. Will you be in the chat for SKR tonight or doing a ramble? Turns out, doing a ramble. I'm getting closer to the wildfires than I'd like to be. I'm not going to dislike the post, but it's not likable either. I'll just leave it. Here we go. For the Friday Night Ramble, we will be doing a deep dive into the newest Sarah Boone letter, complete with alternate takes on the dramatic reading. Please vote for the style you would like to hear the letter read, or suggest your own variation in the comments. So flirty, least interesting, angry. Okay, I'll put them in order too so I know how to do them. Flirt, then angry, then absurd. Absurd is going to be the James Owens. And just for the note, when I'm doing the dramatic, I'm going to be inserting words here and there. It's a lot easier to do a James Owens with a few stutters. It's a lot easier to do I'd like to speak to your manager by inserting a bunch of pleases and repeating things 3 times. So those are the 4. And then let's see in the comments what else got suggested. I thought there was one. Angrily hammered reading. Okay, drunken. Do that as bonus content after manager. Okay, so one is Drunky the Bear. Yeah, Kitten Pusher also for Drunky the Bear. Okay. With a little flirting and some turn. Okay, so yeah, Drunky the Bear with a little taste of everyone. Kind of the same guy's energy where you're flipping back and forth. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, and Rollis Duck mentions that someone was extremely generous and gifted me a membership. Speaking of which, have there been any, tell me in chat right now, because I haven't been paying attention, besides LZB, is anyone else gifted that I haven't recognized? Hate to miss someone. Hey, Tabby, I haven't seen you here for a bit. That's good. Well, it's probably been a week. It hasn't been that long. Good to see you, though, Tabby. Oh, the uppity question, too, A to B. Yeah, great point. How would you describe her? Was she uppity? That's Kevin Beck. And yeah, Kevin Beck asking Pearl Walker if Sarah was uppity. I don't know, all sorts of different things wrong with it. And as someone from Canada with not a lot of experience with Southern insults and language construction, I don't have a lot to weigh in on exactly why it's wrong, but there's an etymology behind the word, and it's mostly not good. In a very basic sense, it means someone who's up themselves, who is like pretending to be higher up than they are. But it was used very, very disparagingly towards a certain segment of the population. And yeah, inappropriate question in court in any case. All right, so those are the 5 readings. Flirty, angry, James Owens, manager, and drunky. Drunky can be a combo, which will be good because by the time I've done all of them, there'll be a little of each of them kind of blending into my impressions. Tabby, it's possible you were gifted a membership at one point. If you bought one and then got a gift, or got gifted and bought one, whatever it is, maybe one of them lapsed if you got a gifted one. I noticed that it does stack. So just because if you got one gifted and then you get a gifted one again, you'll get the badge based off of however many months you were total. It's not months in a row. So I don't think anybody is up to 6 months. I think I've only had 5 months of badge monetization. I should put up a poll. Maybe you guys can weigh in on this. Should the 6-month badge be LWAP, or I've got LWAP scheduled to be it, and it's the same one that's actually right now. It's an emoji. That's going to become a badge for anyone who's at the 6 month. But I'm thinking something different for 6 months so that we can save LWAP for further down the line. All right. So let's visit the letter again. If you've been watching some of the lives tonight, you're very familiar with the letter. Before I do the reads, I kind of just wanted to do a bit of an overview with it. It will both get me familiar with the exact wording, as well as give me a chance to do a little bit of analysis on it. So, dear Sir, Madame of the 6th DCA, in my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the order given by the DCA not to contact the courts directly and advising me to utilize my court-appointed attorney instead, in my own advocacy, I must ignore these instructions and do the exact opposite, as I do not know any other way to operate. Okay, so that's the first. What a wild way to open a letter. Like, you know, even like she's literally writing this. It's not like typing it, and well, even typing it, you've got to look at those words on the page and go, no, I'm not starting with, I know you guys. Well, she even started correctly. Like she's trying to show, you know, no, I know what you told me. But let me just tell you why I can't do that. Enclosed with this letter, I have included a copy of my first written communication I received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado, where he clearly states he has had, like so concerned with tense here rather than the subject matter. No intention of simply even reading the state's answer to my brief, much less respond to my rightful opportunities to do so. His exclusive decision to relinquish his legal responsibilities limits my rights to move forward properly in my defense. Above all, Mr. Maldonado's defeating decision was made well before the state's answer was ever written. So Mr. Maldonado, nothing at all like Mr. Ramsey. I think it was Mr. Ramsey, the first lawyer we were talking about. And I think that this is speculation that I got in another chat. Oh, thank you, LCB. Thank you. You know what? I do this. Yeah, I've done this. Thank you, Elsie. You gotta, if you're a host on YouTube, pay attention to your chat. The chat's there to help you. Chat wants to help. Okay. You know what? It wasn't up. There it is. That and bring it over. Zap the letter from behind. All right. So this is that was just a rough read through anyway. I'm just getting my bearings. But thank you. We're going to be properly set up for once I start slurring all over the place. I still have something to read. A little reference document. But yeah, the second paragraph, all about how she wasn't happy with how Mr. Maldonado was. I think, and this is speculation from other comments and chats, Emily D. Baker did a great breakdown of it. It actually made me feel a lot better because I tried doing a breakdown of the original appeal and I was just more confused by the time I finished my live. I was like, oh, that was kind of a waste of everyone's time. But I read it and tried to understand it. And maybe I made other people feel not so bad for not getting it themselves. But I didn't understand the grounds of the appeal until the answer brief got written by Kaylee Tutman, I want to say is her name, the Attorney General for Florida, or Assistant Attorney General. She summed it up really well. I think she steel-manned their argument. She made it, like this is as strong as possible as their four arguments are. And despite what I just did to build them up, they're still invalid because of reasons A, B, C, and D. But thank you to the Assistant Attorney General for allowing me to understand what Maldonado's letter was. But all that going back to Emily D. Baker, she also, when she didn't understand it, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's not just me. Somebody with legal experience thought it was kind of baffling. Her agents out in the real world probably brought that information back to her, and then that kind of tells us a little bit about this July 22nd date. I think it was because it was quite a distance. I think it was late April was when the appeal response was first filed by Maldonado. And Emily D. Baker, I think there was some parades and band stuff going on that, she didn't get to it. So I don't think Sarah heard how shitty it was until quite a bit later, too. Anyway, that's my speculation on that part. Let's get to the third paragraph. This is deeply concerning, as a reply brief can only be meaningfully evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. Yet my counsel predetermined no response would be filed, regardless of what their response would be. SKR, I think, made a great point here, calling out that they didn't say regardless. He said, he wouldn't be doing it. And I think between the lines, it was like, I don't anticipate doing it. And he probably should have used those words. Didn't, fine, that's fine. But I think that's exactly what Maldonado's like. Look, I put all that I could possibly can. I can't see any world where I've got anything further to add to the state's reply brief. But, you've got to be really careful with your language with Sarah, because she's reading that letter 1,000 times a day, sitting there in prison with endless amounts of time. All right, so next sentence in Sarah's paragraph. His unconcerned approach heavily impedes and prejudices my appeal by restricting any new arguments. No, you don't get to make new arguments. I don't know that much about the law, but I know you don't make new arguments in an appeal. It's not like you can claim you had pots and that's why you didn't open up the suitcase. Well, maybe you can. Sharilla's appeal was apparently being heard by the Supreme Court or something, or at least they've agreed to take. It wasn't an outright rejection anyway. Maybe because of the date thing, like, leap year. Okay, fine. Still, I don't think she's going to be able to argue pots in that case either, but sorry, a bit of a tangent there. Surprised Sarah doesn't claim pots. We'll take a bit of a calibration break here and just remind Carolina Hurtado says, no one, not a single human being deserves to be treated the way that Sarah mistreated George Torres Jr. She drained him of all life. That's why she's in prison for life. Karma, an eye for an eye. And yeah, for people who don't, who wish that she had the death penalty, you don't have to think of it as life in prison. She's been sentenced to death in prison. As someone who doesn't believe in the death penalty himself, I have no problem thinking about Sarah being sentenced to death in prison. I think immediate death penalty is almost a bit of a cop-out for some defendants that really deserve a lifetime of mockery and being ignored, either or combinations of. But that's that. That's weighing in on a big subject. It is my understanding that there are significant issues that needed to be raised and properly argued in my case, which cannot be from Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering his duties as my defense counsel.
This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence, effort, careful consideration devoted to the successful preparation of my initial brief as a whole. Counsel had already decided before reading the opposing party's position that no additional advocacy was necessary. I've done everything I know how and have the resources for to consistently attempt to work with, rely on, be included by my appellate attorney as the court would expect. Due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the written refusal to act any further on my behalf, has forced me in my responsibility, right, and as a party, also in the justice system of being the appellant, to make the court aware of my critical situation. In all respect due, I ask for understanding in my direct contact, and graciously seek guidance in this matter. Okay, so we can take down the Greenman text and we will put up, I think, the first read is going to be Flirty. Let me get into character here. Babe. I love you, babe. Who's Mary? Who's Mary, babe? Babe. Okay. Dear sir, madame. Oh, this is tough. Okay, hold on. I think I have a solution. I think I know how to be flirty. I need about 30 seconds here, so I'm going to leave you in the hands of Chris Hogan with The Last Cappuccino in Rio again. I still have this handle of vodka. They call it a handle because they build the handle into the bottle. I still have this handle of vodka from, I think it's celebrating 1,000, or maybe it's the end of the Betty Broderick's. No, Sarah Boone related. There's a reason because I got cranberries too, because I know she likes vodka cranberry. Sorry, we got to go back. I don't have time for lyrics. What I'm going to do is have a healthy shot of this and then read. That should make me Sarah Flirty. Not a proper sip if you don't spill a little on yourself, right? Vodka is Banff Ice, cold filtered and triple distilled for exceptional smoothness. Don't do this at home. All right, I think we're ready. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck me. That's awful. Oh. 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 Oh, fuck. Oh. Stand by. We're having technical difficulties. Well, that's smooth. Dear sir, madame of the 6th DCA, if you don't mind, please. In my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the order given by the DCA, not to contact the courts, if you don't mind, please, directly, and advising me to utilize my court-appointed attorney instead. In my own advocacy, I must ignore these instructions as I don't know whom else I am to turn to in the matter. Enclosed with this letter, I have included a copy of my first written communication I've received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado. I received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado. He clearly states he has no intention of simply even reading the state's answer to my brief. Simply even reading the state's answer to my brief. Much less respond to my rightful opportunities to do so. Yeah, I did drink it straight. Another one to say that. There's enough vodka in that shot for. Well, that's probably what I drank. Was probably what was left in the bottle. Yeah, I can't drink. I don't want to drink. That's. Ugh. Okay. Enclosed with this letter, I have included a copy of my first written communication I've received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado, where he clearly states he has had no intention of simply even reading the state's answer to my brief, much less respond to in my rightful opportunities to do so. His exclusive decision to relinquish his legal responsibilities limits my rights to move forward properly in my defense. Above all, Mr. Maldonado's defeating decision was made well before the state's answer was ever written. This is deeply concerning, as a reply brief can only be meaningfully evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. Yeah, kitten pusher. I could put this in the freezer, but I've got food in the freezer. I don't need to waste space for alcohol. I don't drink. I can't drink. I don't drink. This is still here from 4.5 months ago. Part of the reason is because I brought it downstairs from Mama Lola. This is deeply concerning, as the reply brief can only be meaningfully evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. Yet my counsel predetermined that no response would be filed, regardless of what their response would be. Hug. Need hug now. His unconcerned approach heavily impedes and prejudices my appeal by restricting new arguments, providing factual inaccuracies, legal misstatements, and my rights altogether. It is my understanding that there are significant issues that needed to be raised and properly argued in my case, which cannot be for Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering his duties as my defense counsel. If you don't mind, please. This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence, effort, and careful consideration to the successful preparation of my initial brief as a whole. Counsel had already decided before seeing the opposing party's position that no additional advocacy was necessary. I've done everything I know how, and I have the resources to consistently attempt to work with, rely on, be included by my appellate attorney, as the court would expect. Due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the written refusal to act any further on my behalf, has forced me, in my responsibility, all right, and as a party, also in the justice system, being the appellant, to make the court aware of my critical situation. In all respect due, I ask for understanding in my direct contact. If you don't mind, please. Come sit on the couch. Come sit beside me. And give me guidance. 6DCA, come sit on the couch. You can sit on the couch. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. Okay, that was the Flirty. That was Flirty. Put this shit away. Fuck. I don't want to see that bottle again for 3 more months. Holy fuck, that was an awful... Oh, fuck. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I thought was going to happen. Like I would just instantly take alcohol and become sexy, but... Oh. All right. Oh, that's good, because angry's next. I can do angry now. Fuck, I'm mad. I'm mad that just covering Sarah makes me drink alcohol. Angry. Okay. Ooh, here we fucking go. Where am I going to... for angry? Dear... Oh, I better move back from the mic. Okay, give some room. You guys still hear me? Yeah? Okay. Okay, it's going to get loud. Oh, Cat... Should I give you some... Yeah, hold on. Cadillac wants to say hello. Hello, Cat. I'm going to start yelling, so don't worry. I'm not mad at you. Huh? Okay. Got to get the cat some treats so he knows he's not in trouble. Fletcher boy ain't no saint, but he was raised right. Dear Sir, Madame of the 6DCA, in my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the effort given by the DCA to not contact the courts directly and advising me to utilize my court-appointed attorney, instead, in my own advocacy, I must ignore these instructions, as I do not know whom else I can turn to in this matter. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling it now. It's not just angry. It's fucking macho man angry. Oh, yeah. Enclosed with this letter, I have included a copy of the first written communication I've received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado. He clearly states he has had no intention of simply even reading the state's answer to my brief, lest respond to my rightful opportunities to do so. His exclusive decision to relinquish his legal responsibilities, yeah, it limits my rights to move forward properly in my defense, and above all, Mr. Maldonado's defeating decision was made well before the state's answer was ever written. That's right, Mean Gene. This is deeply concerning. as a reply brief can only, that's right, it can only be meaningfully evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. Yeah, lay that down, eh? Yet my counsel predetermined that no response would be filed regardless of what their response. Oh, yeah! Yeah, that's what happened. His unconcerned approach heavily impedes and prejudices my appeal by restricting any new arguments. He's proven factual inaccuracies, legal misstatements, and my rights all together. It is my understanding that there are significant issues that needed to be raised and properly argued in my case, which cannot be by Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering his duties as my defense counsel. I'll tell you what, Mean G, this approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence and effort and careful consideration devoted to the successful preparation of my initial brief as a whole. If counsel had already decided before seeing what the opposing party's position, no opposing advocacy was necessary. I should change that from Flirty, shouldn't I? It's probably not Flirty anymore. Hold on one second. Pink's probably the wrong color. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, we're bringing it back. We're not forgetting the anger. It makes me mad when I think about what's happening to my appeal. This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of diligence. I've done everything I know how and have the resources to consistently attempt to work with, rely on, and consistently attempt to work with. To be included with my appellate attorney as the court would expect, due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the written refusal to act any further on my behalf, has forced me in my responsibility and right as a party in the justice system, being the appellant, to make the court aware of my critical situation. Oh yeah. In all respect due, I ask for understanding in my direct contact and graciously seek guidance from the 6 DCA in this matter. Yeah. Okay. All right, that was angry. I guess I'm doing James Owens next. I'll update the Chiron for that. What color should James Owens be? I think we've already used pink. We've used red. James Owens. Third. Maybe orange. We'll use a little orange. Orange State, right? Florida. They have oranges. Tallahassee. Boom. All right, let me just bring in. I use green for Greenman, so I don't want to double up Greenman, but green wouldn't be bad because he is a little bit of like hayseedy kind of. But we'll go orange for Mr. Owens. Little foghorn leghorn coming up here. Might be blaming Margaret a little bit, and just doing the best I can. Okay.
Hold on, we have a newsflash. Newsflash. Your appeal has sailed like a ship in the night. Oh, yeah, that's... I got a newsflash for you. Your appeal just sailed like a ship in the night. Yeah, that's right. Your appeal is sinking like the Titanic, and you're going down on the Ocean Gate Explorer, and you're gonna blow up just as bad as that James Stockton did. Yes, I'm telling you that, Sarah Boone. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's... All right, let's try and get my James Owens on. Your Honor, I'm trying as best I can. Your Honor. Judge. Mr. Craney. Judge. Dear Sir, Madame of the 6th DCA. Did I switch it over here? Yeah. Dear Sir, Madame. Dear Sir, Madame of the 6th DCA. My name's James Owens. I come from Milton, Florida, just a little town up in the Panhandle. I'm not usually down here in the 6th District of the District Court of Appeals. But my good faith efforts for my client, Sarah Boone, helping her abide in accordance with the order given by the 6th DCA not to contact the courts directly, advising her to, utilize the court-appointed attorney instead. Well, in her own advocacy, she had to ignore those instructions. She doesn't know whom else to turn to in the matter, so I parachuted in, you understand, to help her write this letter. Enclosed with this letter, I've included a copy of my first written communication I received from her court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado. I think that's it. Margaret is a David Maldonado, where he clearly states that he's had no intention of simply even reading the state's answer to the brief, much less responding to the rightful opportunities to do so. DCA, his exclusive decision to relinquish those legal responsibilities limits Sarah Boone's rights to move forward properly in her own defense. Above all, Mr. Maldonado defeating decision was made before the state's answer was ever written, Judge. It was made before it was ever written. This is deeply concerning. A reply brief can only be meaningfully evaluated after a proper review. I'm going to say that again. A reply brief can only be meaningfully evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. Now, this is important. Yet her counsel determined no response would be filed regardless of what the response would be. Now, Your Honor, I talked to Margaret, and Margaret and I decided that his unconcerned approach heavily impeded and prejudiced Sarah Boone's appeal by restricting any new arguments, proving factual inaccuracies. There were legal misstatements, and what about her rights altogether? It's my understanding, judges, that there are significant issues that needed to be raised and properly argued in Sarah Boone's case, which cannot be done from Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering duties as the defense counsel. Now, this is important. I want to get this right, so just give me a second here.
You got to excuse me. I'm just taking my time because this is important. I don't want to get it wrong. Because it's important, I'm not going to just make it up off the top of my head. Well, I'm just going to say this approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence and effort and careful consideration devoted to the successful preparation of Sarah Boone's initial brief as a whole. If counsel had already decided before seeing the opposing party's position that no additional advocacy was necessary, I've done everything I know how, and I'm doing the best I can with the resources to consistently attempt to work with and rely on. I'm doing the best I can to be an appellate attorney, but I have no experience in being an appellate attorney. Mr. Maldonado's making his position clear, and it made Sarah have to reach out and contact me. And I don't want to have anything to do with Sarah, but I'm stuck here in Milton. Somebody I thought in Orlando would pick it up, but nobody's picking it up, and I'm the only clown that answered the circus ad. So in all respect do I ask for understanding and my direct contact, and I graciously seek guidance from the 6th DCA in this matter to help sincere Sarah Boone. All right, so that's James Owens. To settle for maybe yellow for the manager. I think yellow is a good warning kind of color. We'll do the manager. We'll do Drunky. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to take another shot for Drunky, aren't I? Motherfucker. Things I do for YouTube. A YouTuber at work, not at play. Motherfucker. You guys voted for Drunky before. Fucking sakes. I'm doing Flirty with a... Yeah, fuck. I'm locked in. Motherfucker. I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to drink. I can't drink. It's expected that I drink. It's expected. That's the expectation. All right. Can I see the manager? You guys enjoying this? Let me just scroll back before I do the manager. The manager takes a little bit of, I need to... a lot of sighs. A lot of people want to see the manager sigh. California Dreamer, that is intentional. This is perfect. California Dreamer asks, why do I feel like I'm listening to AM radio sometime in the 1950s and 60s? It's exactly the vibe I'm going for. When I was a kid in the 80s, so before I went to journalism school and, thought that I might maybe become a radio DJ or something like that, I used to listen to old time radio. I didn't think 80s radio was even interesting. I thought 50s radio was pretty cool. And everything before, like 50s and before, like Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. I used to listen to that once or twice a year, just in awe of all, like, wow, this guy had all these people hanging on every word he was saying like it was news reporting. Still check it out. War of the Worlds is available on YouTube. You can just listen to it going to bed and imagine people in, all across America freaking the fuck out that the aliens are coming. If you just tuned into the broadcast, there's no internet. There's no comment section. There's no way of knowing that you've turned into the middle of a broadcast and he's broadcasting about aliens and, firsthand reporting on the scene shit. It's crazy. Anyway, so California Dreamer, it's intentional. I started doing the Sarah Boone stuff. I didn't know where it was going to go. As I started doing more live stuff, I realized it's an opportunity for me to really realize that old dream of just being an AM radio DJ that, just shoots the shit. I used to love Northern Exposure too. Chris in the Morning, the vibe that Chris in the Morning had on Northern Exposure, exactly what I kind of want to do here, where it's a community vibe, where everybody feels kind of comfortable. You know, if one person gets mentioned, it doesn't make 8 people feel excluded. It makes 8 people go, oh, I know that person who got mentioned. And just, you know, do, 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 da, 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 do. Anyway, nice song, nice feel. That's what I'm trying to create with this channel. And it's not about, I'm not chasing trends. I'm not following, like, you know, make your thumbnails like this and you'll get 20% more views. Fuck it. If you guys like what I'm doing, watch. If you don't, there's lots of other channels, and, you know, there's place for everyone. And for the people who like it here, I love that you love it here, or like it here. I love that you even like it here. But yeah, it's intentional. And if you've been on my Friday morning court watches, I'm starting to do a show called Not a Real Show. It's just me playing music and basically building the show that I need to build after the Not a Real Show. But yeah, it's an opportunity for me to kind of play my little fantasy world of being a morning radio DJ. And if you think that I've got Dr. Johnny Fever vibes with a little Venus flytrap voice, join me in the mornings on Fridays, or check out the playlist for Not a Real Show. Don't watch this. Anyway, this is the... Oh shit. Okay, this is the Kent. This is the Can I See a Manager? It was a big shot, Ramono. In Canada, almost every hard liquor is locked in at 40% alcohol by volume. So whether it's good, whether it's bad, it all works the same. Hey, Kevin Brady, good to see you. Oh, I remember the turkey drop. I swear to God, I thought turkeys could fly. It's one of the best lines of TV. Like, so deadpan, too. I swear to God, I thought they could fly. All right, Fever. Okay, manager. If you don't mind, please, I'd like a successful. Oh boy. Wine is working. That's not wine, that's vodka. Successful. If you don't mind, please, I'd like a successful conclusion to this complaint. Just call in a complaint? If you don't mind, please. Excuse me, is this the 6th DCA? Okay, yeah, here we go. I think I got it. Dear Sir, Madame of the 6th DCA, in my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the effort. Where the fuck is effort? Oh, it's on the previous. Okay. I'm looking at the vodka. I'm blaming it on the handle. I'm blaming it on the handle. Okay. I'm set for the Drunky read. I just have to get through the manager read. And then the stream's over. It's done. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye. George! It's not my fault. Fucking love you. All my love to George. But let's get it together. Dear Sir, Madame of the 6th DCA, my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the order given by the 6th DCA, please not to contact the courts directly, and please advising me to utilize my court-appointed attorney instead. But if you don't mind, please, in my own advocacy, I must ignore these instructions, as I do not know whom else I can turn to in this matter. So I've enclosed with this letter a copy of my first written communication that I received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado, where he clearly states that he had no intention of simply even reading the state's answer to my brief. much less responding to my rightful opportunities to do so. His exclusive decision to relinquish his responsibilities limits my rights to move forward properly in my defense, towards a successful conclusion. Above all, Mr. Maldonado's defeating decision was made well before the state's answer was ever written. This is deeply concerning, as a reply brief can only meaningfully be evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. Yet my counsel predetermined no response would be filed, regardless of what the response would be. This unconcerned approach heavily impedes and prejudices. I'm a victim of prejudice. Take that down. My appeal by restricting any new arguments. It's his fault, not mine. Proving factual inaccuracies, legal misstatements. My rights altogether. It's my understanding that there are significant issues that are needed to be raised and properly argued in my case. My understanding. This comes to me from very good sources, trustworthy sources, global sources, sources I won't name here, except I will, by including the second letter. But I, Dan T, won't name. It is my understanding there are significant issues that are needed to be raised and properly argued in my case, which cannot be from Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering his duties as my defense counsel. This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence, if you don't mind. Effort, please. Careful consideration, if you don't mind, devoted to successful completion and preparation of my initial brief. As a whole, if counsel had already decided before seeing the opposing party's position that no additional advocacy was necessary, I have done everything I know how. There's nothing more I could possibly do, so now it's all on you. I've done all I have the resources for. I've done everything consistently. I've attempted to work with, rely on, and be included by my appellate attorney as the court would expect. But due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his decision in the written refusal to act any further on his behalf, it's forced me, in my responsibility, my right, as a party also in the justice system, being the appellant. Just in case you weren't clear which party I was, I'm the appellant. I'm Sarah Boone, me, sir. To make the court aware of my critical situation. I'm not in stable condition. I'm in critical condition. So with all respect due, I ask for your understanding in my direct contact, graciously seeking your guidance. 6DCA, help me now. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. Oh, fuck. I'm waiting for your answer. Does that work? I'm waiting for your answer. $6DCA, I'm still waiting. Calling number 3. The fuck? My number's 99? Correction, number 2. Hold on. Kitten Pusher is calling me a 21st century John Barrymore. Now, John Barrymore, I believe, is Drew Barrymore's father. And I remember Drew Barrymore having talented parents. But also, they're the kind of parents that would let their child go to Studio 54 parties when she was 12. Okay, I've got a Drunky the Bear reading to do. Fuck me. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Do you guys want to talk about other things? Maybe I don't need to drink this. Maybe there's other stuff going on in the chat. Maybe you guys want to hear about, what's the meaning of life? Or maybe you want to talk about existentialism, or you guys don't want to see me drink this, right? Maybe we can talk about, life's ups and downs. We can talk about the dinosaur, Roman Empire. Who thinks about the Roman Empire out there? Aqueducts, right? Fucking yeah. Nobody's saying shit. Everyone just drink it. Oh, you're not letting me stall. Okay, I've done that. Is there any other requests? There's nothing. You guys are talking about the turkeys from WKRP. Yeah, I'm not going to do a peacock drop. We did used to have peacocks. Stanley Park out in Vancouver, I remember they just have peacocks walking around. So you'd have all the animals in their cages, but there'd just be a few peacocks that just cruising around showing their plumage. Chug, 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 chug. Yes, Tabby, please. Kick in the door. Save me. I don't want to drink. Oh, it's expected. It's expected. I shouldn't blow my nose. I guess I want to be all sniffly for this too, don't I? 'Cause she's a fucking mess. Guys, try and get into it a little bit. You're sure. Okay, I don't want to yell, so I'll try and do a whisper. A drunken whisper. Okay, I'm still picking up. Oh, fuck. Fucking gonna drink this fucking vodka now. It's enough for 2 people to have a good time. I already drank enough for 1 person to have a good time. At least I don't have to make a fucking puzzle. Oh, if I had to make a puzzle right now, wouldn't be able to find the fucking corners, let alone the flag. Do the flag. Everybody's like, do the flag. I fucking couldn't even see the flag. Give me a fucking break. I'm trying to fucking drink here. Sorry, that feels okay. Oh, I better change my Chiron before I start. I don't know if I'll be able to do this properly after I drink. Anything else I can do? Okay, Drunky. What color should Drunky be? Drunky the bear. Oh, I know what I can do to stall for time. I can sing my Drunky the Bear parody. No, I have a Yogi the Bear parody, but it's sort of like a Drunky the Bear parody. I'll try white. That's the color of vodka. Mauve. We have a request for mauve. Might have mauve. Is that mauve? Little cherries. Yeah, Ramono, it's you guys. It's not me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. That's a little mauve is a little pinky. Oh yeah, so maybe go full pink. We already did the flirty pink, but yeah, pink shorts pink. We'll just we'll add a little. We'll do a little Bob Ross here. This isn't quite the color we want. I add a little titanium white to the mix. With, a little titanium white and that nice fuchsia there. And we'll make ourselves a nice hot pink shorts. There we go. Yeah. Add a little titanium white to the mix. All right. Drunky the Bear, alternate reading. Here we go. Fuck. July 22, 2026. So awful. It's so awful. It literally tastes like drinking medicine, but not medicine, like stuff that you would pour on your arm. Like, not medicine that's meant to be taken. Oh, fuck. Okay, that went well. Ramona, that's a good choice, but I did green for Greenman, so yeah, we'll stay with pink shorts. Pink shorts. Pink is working. That's right. Okay, another one to say remembers better than me. My mom was there too. My mom and I cracked the. I had to hide the bottle from my mom because otherwise she would have drank. And there's enough for 2 people. There's enough for 4 people to have a good time here. She would have drank it slowly over several, but yeah, lucky me, I saved it. Now it's here. This is what you're missing, Suma. This is the sort of entertainment you can expect on Dan True Crime. This is the top quality. Yeah, I went to school for this. Like, is Benedictine, is that an alcohol or is that a medicine? Because that word keeps coming to mind. Like, if anyone knows a barber with some combs that need sanitizing, this would be great. Oh, fuck. July 22, 2026. Oh, we're getting the voice, though. The voice is coming. Okay. July 22, 2026. Is 911 or Wendy's? 911. Oh, okay. 911. No. Hey, it's okay, babe. Babe. It's okay. It's okay. Is Rhonda there? Rhonda. I talked to her before. Send the same guys. Okay, we're getting there. Let's finish it and let's do this and then log off. Well, maybe I'll chat with people before I log off. I've got a closing song. Don't let me leave before playing the song. But I might play more songs after that song. We'll see. Drink your medicine. A spoonful of sugar would help this medicine go down. Oh. July 2026 is District Court Appeal 6th District. 11 East Main Street in Lakeland, Florida. It's 33801. All right. Sarah Boone. That's me. Versus State of Florida. That's you. You suck. Case number 6D202502006. Dear Sir Madame of the 6DCA, my good faith efforts to abide in accordance with the order given by the DCA not contact the courts directly. There was an order, and it said, do not contact the courts directly. That's what they told me. They said, don't do it. They said, Sarah, don't contact the courts. I know you want to. And don't do it. Don't contact the courts, Sarah. It's not going to work. They said don't. They advised me to utilize my court-appointed attorney instead. But, in my own advocacy, I'm going to ignore these instructions. I don't know who else I can turn to in this matter. So, I close with this letter. You see it? It's in here. It's in the letter. Just open it. There's another one. It's got a letterhead. Maldonado. Maldonado. I included it. It's there. It's Maldonado. I included a copy of the first written communication I received from my court-appointed attorney, David Maldonado, where he clearly states that he has no intention of simply reading the state's answer to my brief, much less respond to my rightful opportunities to do so. His exclusive decision to relinquish my legal responsibilities limits my rights. My rights. I'm gonna move forward in my defense. Mr. Maldonado's defeating decision. He made it before the state's. Did you know? Hold on. Did you know? He made the decision before the state's. They didn't even write it. No. You see, I'm going to include the letter, and the letter's going to show it wasn't even written. And he said, I'm not going to read it. It wasn't even written. Was it written? And he said no. No. He made it. He said no. Exclusive. It was just him. No, not me. He made an exclusive decision to relinquish. He said, goodbye. Legal decisions, goodbye. Legal responsibilities, so long, bye-bye. He waved him goodbye. He waved his legal decisions and responsibilities and limited my rights. He limited my rights to the curb. My rights to move forward. He limited my rights to move forward properly in my defense. Little sidebar here. Now that the booze is down, I actually feel kind of good. It's starting to settle. It was terrible going down. I'm kind of enjoying it right now. Okay, we'll come back. Bon, lato j'ai fini session was named for state censure ever and deeply concerning. Reply brief. Excuse. Reply brief can only be meaningful evaluated after a proper review of the state's arguments. At my counsel, predetermined that no responsibility filed, regardless of what their response would be. This unconcerned approach heavily impedes, prejudices my appeal. Let loose on my appeal. So I went to the floor. I just go to the floor. That's what I do. I either go to the floor or I flee. Or I go to the floor. So I went to the floor. My appeal went to the floor. My rights went to the floor. Well, it went to the floor. It went to the floor. My understanding was there were some significant issues that needed to be raised and properly argued in my case. This cannot be for Mr. Maldonado prematurely surrendering his duties as my defense counsel. This approach also raises legitimate questions as to the level of professional diligence. It does, right? I know one of there's not. I see a lot of you. They're saying no, but one of you is like, yeah. This approach raises legitimate questions. As to the level of professional diligence or effort and professional consideration devoted to the successful preparation of my initial brief as a whole. If counsel had already decided before seeing with their own eyes the opposing party's position, that no additional advocacy was necessary. Okay, that's the end of my James Owens drunk. Motley Crue roadies would tell Sarah no. Fletcher boy. You know what? I'm going to go on an unscheduled ramble here. We're going to save the rest of this. I'm feeling a little drunk. I think I can come back to it. I'm going to set myself to the unscheduled ramble scene. I think I've got it here. There we go. Unscheduled ramble. Talking about Motley Crue roadies. This is how, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be talking just freely when I've been drinking, but when I was 13, 14, maybe it would have been the Dr. Feelgood tour, Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, whatever it was. I remember after the show, I'd gone to the show by myself. I'm a big Motley Crue fan. I'd gone to previous concerts with groups of people, but Dr. Feelgood, for whatever reason, nobody else wanted to go, and it was me. I'd gone to Girls, Girls, Girls with the crowd and the Theater of Pain tour, I think. Anyway, so I go to watch Dr. Feelgood. Why am I talking about this? Fucking alcohol, eh? Oh, yeah. Motley Crue roadies. Fletcher boy's comment. Fletcher boy. Oh, fuck. Don't we love Fletcher boy? Fletcher boy. Fucking love Fletcher boy. Anyway, Fletcher boy brings up the Motley Crue roadies. So this is how delusional I am as a 13, 14-year-old kid. After the show, I don't know, some girl tells me, Oh, come around to the back. Sometimes they invite people backstage. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go to the back and maybe I'll get invited backstage. And in my head, I'm thinking, was a 13, 14-year-old kid. Maybe I was 14. I might have been as old as 15. Between 13 and 15 anyway. So they've got like a little cattle gate, like a little, just one of those little metal gates that's 3.5 feet high. Just meant to, hey, don't come in. You could come in if you wanted to, but it's meant to say, hey, we've set a boundary here. Don't be an asshole. So there's me and like, I don't know, 10 teenage girls all hanging out by the thing. And surprise, surprise, me, I don't get picked to go backstage. Handful of the teenage girls, they were all my age. I was between 13 and 15. So a handful of the teenage girls get picked by, hey, come backstage, meet the band. Oh, well, I guess I didn't get picked. Fucking, brain dead, like, well, not brain dead. I just didn't understand the world. I didn't understand the way things worked. I don't know if they were clearly underage. I was underage, they were my age. But the girls that went backstage were way too young to be going backstage. And, for the grace of God, they didn't have, somebody was like, yeah, get me a 13-year-old boy if you see one. Because who knows what fuck would have happened. So I just stood out there with the girls who didn't get picked, and we talked and we had a night and whatever. That was the night. But Fletcher Boy's comment there and the vodka made me remember that moment as a child. Yeah, I thought I was a grown man then, but I was 13. Watching Dr. Feelgood and then going out after the show and like, oh, maybe I'll meet the band and maybe they'll be like, hey, right on, you're a fan. Hey, buddy, what's your favorite Motley Crue song? They didn't give a shit about a 13-year-old boy, 15-year-old boy. Thank God they didn't. But yeah, that was life. That was what it was back then. That was an unscheduled ramble. Let's just move back to what we were doing. I feel drunk. I feel like we can get right back into it without losing a bit. This approach also raises the legitimate question as to your level of professional diligence, effort. I know I've gone back a paragraph, but fuck it. I'm stretching this out now. Make it more than it is. This approach also raises legitimate questions, level of professional diligence, effort, and careful consideration devoted to successful preparation of my initial brief. As a whole, if council had already decided before seeing the opposing party position, no additional advocacy was necessary, I have done everything I know how. I've done everything I have the resources for to consistently attempt to work with and rely on. I've done everything to be included by my appellate attorney as the court would expect. Due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the written refusal to act as further in my behalf. Oh, it's forced me in my... It's forced me. I feel I'm forced, just like I was forced into being pro se. I've been forced. It's not fair. Guys, just time out. Everyone's just here to have fun. Nobody realizes it's not fair. You're just all laughing because Dan D's doing this impression. But it's like, I'm a real person. You don't understand. I have feelings too, and I'm trying to fight for my life, and nobody
cares? You all think it's funny. You watch people like Dan D do these things. He gets to drink vodka. I have to drink stupid fucking prison booch, and it's like made from fermented fruit. That's not fair, you guys. Fuck you. I fucking hate you. Fuck yeah, I hate you guys. You guys fucking watch Suma and you watch Kanika, global YouTuber. Kanika. Fuck her. You guys fucking so fucking bloody keyboards, and Suma and Danielle Chavon. Oh, she's one of the worst. It's not fair. It's not fair. You guys don't understand. All I did was kill a man in a suitcase, and everybody gives you, oh, you kill one man in a suitcase, and no one cares if you got straight A's in school. You're a suitcase killer. It's like, oh, I'm a straight A student. No, you're a suitcase killer. It's not fair. Nobody cares. Paul, Helen, even Paul's like, she locked him in a suitcase, Helen. It's not fair. It got deleted from the internet, but Suma saved it. Now everyone laughs, and they laugh, and they laugh. And oh, I just need to sigh. Where was I? Due to Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the refusal to act further on my behalf. Not acting any further on my behalf. I haven't done Randy Savage yet. We're almost done the letter. Okay. Yeah. So, due to Mr. Maldonado, yeah, making clear his position, oh yeah, in the written refusal to act any further on my behalf, huh? I had something I was going to use to stall. I had a stall here. Maybe I'll come back to the stall. Mr. Maldonado making clear his position in the written refusal to act any further on my behalf has forced me in my responsibility, my right, and as a party also in the justice system, oh yeah, as an appellant to make the court aware of my critical situation. In all respect do I ask for your understanding. Oh yeah, my direct contact. Oh yeah, and graciously seek your guidance in the sixth DCA in this matter. Oh yeah, sincerely, Sarah Boone. All right, so that's the end of the stream, or not quite the end of the stream, but that's the end of the impressions. I think I've gotten it all out of me. I did have something in the notes. I was going to use this as a stall, so I didn't need to drink, but now I've drunk. So I'll go back to the notes and see what I said I was going to use. What was I going to use? I wrote something that was kind of fun. Oh, right, it was a Yogi Bear. Right, okay, I think that's... I got that in the backpack. It's in my notes. I'm a zipper expert. Don't worry, I can get in here. Hold on. Oh, it's in the back compartment. This is not it. Hi, I'm Dan D, a hair, makeup, and fashion expert with absolutely no hair, makeup, and fashion background. What the fuck is this? Well, I don't have to read it. Oh, okay. This is something I wrote to do like a Shelby. I was thinking about doing a debate about who had the harder job. Shelby Andrews, who had 5 minutes to make Sarah not horrific, or James Owens, who had 6 weeks to make her not guilty. At this point, my phone is off. I can't, I don't know what you guys are saying, but you guys can discuss that. Who had the harder job? Shelby Andrews. She had 5 minutes to make Sarah look not repulsive. James Owens had 6 weeks to make her not guilty. So what I thought I would do, this is separate from what I was going to just do, but I was going to debate myself. So I'm going to debate like the one side, and then I'm going to be like, Dan D, no, you're wrong. It's not, James didn't have the harder. Anyway, we'll keep that. When I feel schizophrenic, I'll keep that one in my back pocket. Here we go. Me. Fa sol la to di da do. La 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 la. Drunky bear is drunker than your average bear. Drunky bear has shabby looking helmet hair. Have a Woodbridge Magnum and you'll find her there. Pours it down her neck like her life's not fair. Okay, hold on. I can do this better. Let's just think of the actual Yogi tune too. So, Yogi is much smarter than your average bear. Yogi Bear is always in the ranger's hair. Have a picnic table, you will find him there, stuffing down more goodies than the average bear. Here we go. Drunky is much drunker than the average bear. Drunky is shabby looking helmet hair. Have a Woodbridge Magnum and you'll find her there. Pours it down her neck like her life's not fair. Fuck it. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Just indulge me a minute here. All night it's been about you. This is about me. I really want to nail this. Drunky is much drunker than the average bear. Drunky bear has shabby looking helmet hair. Have a Woodbridge Magnum and you'll find her there. Pours it down her neck like her life's not fair. She will sleep past noon when it's getting dark. She will wake every resident of Tealwood Park. Drunky is in prison and she's staying there. That's because she's dumber than her helmet hair. Okay, that's... I think we're done. In all respect due, I think I said that. Okay, I've done my impressions. Let's go back to the pre-show. I'm going to do the song. We're not going to close without the song. And leave that. Yeah, that's good. Get rid of the scroll, maybe the scroll. Oh, there it is. Okay, boom. Scroll's gone. Fuck it. Weekend Ramble's not coming soon. It's gone. It's backed up down the alley. Now with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl. All alone. There were incidents and accidents. There were hints and allegations. If you'll be my bodyguard, I will be your long-lost foul. Anyone seen Tanika's video? Who's Al? Tanika asks the questions and brings the receipts. If you don't want that kind of, deep dive into the receipts and the material, watch Dan D. I do a video that's doesn't really tell you anything about it, but tells you to watch Tanika's video.
All right. Where are we now? Where are we? I want to do music, right? This is the closing song. I might not leave after this song, but this is the closing song. It's called Let's Do Tonight Again by Rod Kim and featuring Mostly Moss. If we do Tonight Again, I'm not going to get loaded. I think next time I don't want to get drunk.
Hands up for tonight again, even in another lifetime, baby, and let's do tonight again, even in another lifetime, find me then, and let's do it tonight.
This might go longer than it should. I might play the playlist from a previous show. All right, that's the end of that playlist, but it's not the end of the stream. This is the playlist from Not a Real Show 3, and yeah, we're just going to keep going until I feel like closing it. This is Earthbound by Slink. If you need to go, this is a good time to go. There's no more real content. Anything that happens now will be not intentional. If you want to sleep, I'm not going to get too crazy. You can put this on to sleep. Just put it beside you, turn it down a little bit. Just relax. I'm not going to go for forever. Like, if you go to sleep, this will probably turn off in an hour. Good night, Shallow Pockets. Good night, Amy Zeitgeist. Glad you'll be sticking around to listen. This is now the AM radio part of the show. You've reached, it's not Dr. Dr. Johnny Fever, Dr. Danny Fee, Dr. Danny Deaver. Is it Deaver or Dever? Dr. Johnny Fever, Venus. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let it ride for a bit. Roberta Real loves the dance party. Tabby LH is going tonight. Going to bed. Ooh, that's my mic boom stand. Sorry about that. Suma's a late night one. Well, welcome to the party, Suma. I'll try and keep you entertained while you're here, and hope you get some sleep if that's the goal. This playlist is 45 minutes long. If I get to the end, guaranteed it's going to be over. It might be over before that. Disney Mom. I can't leave. I don't want to leave. Disney Mom has the same problem with Dan D as Sarah has with alcohol. I can't drink. I won't drink. Ocean Sounds had a good time. Gonna let this play in the background while she goes to sleep. Thank you, Ocean Sounds. And yeah, the later I stay up, it's better for me. I start my night shifts tomorrow night. So if I stay up all night tonight, I'm going to feel sleepy in the morning, and then I'm going to get a good night's sleep for my shift. So probably the best thing I can do for myself. Hey, Dorgan. Fletcher Boy's got keyboards in the other room. Got an acoustic in his lap. I can't play. I was in a car accident about 4 months ago, and for whatever reason, I felt like learning guitar while I was recovering. This song's got a louder input. I'll bring it down a little. But yeah, I thought I'd try and teach myself guitar in the recovery process, and I learned a few chords, was able to play Ode to Joy at, half speed. LZB, that's exactly what I'm like. Hold on, let me turn down the music so that it's not so loud in my headset too. Yeah, this is stuff I can talk over. LZB, that's exactly how I am. So I work a night shift, and I'll hit the wall. So it'll be like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And I'm like, I could just close my eyes right now. And, I'll have like a 15-minute dream or something like that. And then all of a sudden just wake up and start. But then the sun comes up at 7 a.m. and I'm like, I don't need to sleep. I mean, I can do a little yard work, and maybe I'll go outside and do some gardening. Take the dog for a walk. Next thing you know, it's noon, it's 1, and you're like, well, I haven't slept yet, and I do have to go back to work at 9 p.m. Maybe it's time to get down. And then maybe you get a 6-hour sleep in, and you go back to work and do a 12-hour shift, and the next day you're like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to fucking sleep when I get home. Then you get there and you're like, maybe I'll make a video, and this video is pretty funny, and somebody else put out something good. Next thing you know, it's noon, it's 1, and okay, well, I'll get sleep tomorrow. So I know what it's like, Elsie. Dorgan can play a triple A, a triple C, and a triple D chord. For me, the chord, I really like G. It just had a nice bright sound to it. I also liked E minor because E minor was easy to play. Like, it's just 2 fingers. You're on the 2nd and 3rd string. I think 2 frets down and 3 frets down. Maybe only even on the same fret. In any case, E minor, really easy to play. So you can switch from E minor when you want to be sad, and then into a little G when you're feeling happy. Sue D asked, do you have blockout curtains? No, but I'm in the basement. So, the curtains I have, even when there is light coming in, it's not a ton of light. And as you can see by the background, I can control the light. Like right now, what is it? It's 1 a.m. my time. Just about 1 a.m. Oh, another good chord is the D chord. Now that's a little harder. Like that's the first one that you need a stretch for. Like the E minor and the G is kind of easy, and the D is like you got to learn your finger space a little bit. But it's a really bright sound. So if you can go from a G to a D, you can like, you know, strum, D, strum, D. The D is very much like a 3, like the way Sarah Boone says apartment 3. That's a D. That's a D. Yes. Oh, LZB has a great tip. Don't put blackout curtains in a dryer. Then you'll have grayish curtains. That's a great point. Oh, another one to say, we're never leaving. This is going to be the stream that does not end. If you're a fan of lamb chop, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to give that a second to sit, and then I'm going to come right back, and anyone who didn't get it is going to get it. This is the stream that will not end. It goes on and on, my friend. This is forever. This song here is Emotional Mess. This is a really good song. There's a lot of really good songs in the YouTube category, like the free songs. Yes. Dorgan has a feral hand that either strums or chords, but not both. Yep. Dorgan881 asks, who's seen Toxic Love Affair? I have not. Sudi confirms, yes, I'm an emotional mess, yes. Yeah, there's a few songs where the title's totally like, oh yeah, that's got to be part of my collection. This one's a little happier. What's this? This is Good Energy by Diala. That's what I want to put out there. You know, I think there's, especially following true crime, I know I'm interested in it. And basically, since around COVID, when I realized, you know, I'm spending a lot of time watching YouTube videos and, you know, just enjoying my own company. There's a darkness to it, and it's
it's not like you don't want to keep following true crime. At the same time, it helps when there's a little bit of a I wish I remember who said it. Somebody on one of my comments said, Dan D, you are like the rainbow sprinkles on the True Crime Sunday, or maybe the Sarah Boone True Crime Sunday. But whatever it was, I totally understood that that's my role. We need a laugh. We need to be able to... We need to be able to process what we're watching without minimizing it, without, becoming callous to it, becoming, so hardened, right? We need to maintain that bright spirit that makes us consumers of the material rather than, the Brian Kobergers, the obsessive psychopaths. What makes us different? And I think that's my role. I think, being able to find the humor in it, being able to, whether it's a 1 minute short or a 9 minute rewatch of trial footage, but something that gives people who are watching the opportunity to have a laugh, build community. Reach out to other people who were touched by the same tragic incident. Because how many of us saw, like for me, it was watching the JCS video. And when I didn't even see the suitcase video, I saw Sarah reacting to the fact that the suitcase video existed. And I was like, holy fuck. And I probably spent the next 2 months, every time that the lights went out, imagining what it would be like if the lights went out and I was in a little fucking suitcase. So we need community. We need a chance to trauma dump. Share our own experiences with experiencing that. There's something to the way this community gets together, loves each other, there's a positivity here that we can't ignore. And I personally feel like I have a role to play. And I'm not trying to get too big for my britches. I'm not trying to elevate my own importance in the Sarah Booniverse. But I think going forward, we've got the ability to process, well, like the Corey Richards trial. A lot of us watched that. That was something that actually, kind of captured a significant portion, Sarah Boone watchers. When we jump into the long crime chats, when we jump into the other creators' chats, and we give our thoughtful, reasoned opinions that are based off of mutual respect, understanding people with other points of views, listening to the lawyers in our chats, listening to the DNA doctors in our chats, listening to the people who know more, and also feeling free to, hey, this is what I think, and you're not going to be called stupid or, that's dumb. Don't even say that. And where are the trolls? Everywhere on YouTube. Like, I spent my first 20 years on gaming channels and, Xbox. Everybody fucked my mom. Here, I introduce you to my mom. Nobody's claimed to have sex with her. Nobody. She's feeling a little hurt, frankly. Hey, Kelp, welcome. This is an easy listening point to the broadcast here, so set the music at the level that's good for you and let the tunes work. Hopefully my voice isn't cutting in too much or too little.
I appreciate everyone who's here. Let's just enjoy each other's company and appreciate the fact that we're part of one of the best communities on YouTube. LZB is a big Mama Lola fan. Another one to say likes the song. This is The Gentleman by Div Kid. He's not a gentleman. He's not a gentleman. But Dan D is a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. And this is The Gentleman by Div Kid. Oh, I grabbed this thinking it was coffee, and yeah, no, this is reeks of the essence of alcohol. This is work. Oh, you know what's kind of cool? Let me see. Nice. Frisky Smith is watching one of my trial rewatch videos. Absolutely loves the sidebar format. Says that some creators cover the sidebars, but the full context of the trial really puts them into perspective. Well, thank you, Frisky Smith. You're not here in this chat. You're watching a video for Prioristic. But you're being appreciated right now. And futuristically, you may see this. Thank you, Frisky Smith. This is the Smoke Jacket Blues by Track Tribe. You're listening to Dan D True Crime Overnight. This is the Help You Get to Sleep show. We talk about true crime a little bit, but not enough to wake you up, just enough to keep you interested as you're falling asleep. All right, let's see if this works. Okay. How many people here watch True Crime Loser? What I like most about True Crime Loser is if you're not listening to a stream like Dan D that's, easy listening and help you get to sleep.
Everest summiting.
True Crime Loser's a storyteller. You don't need to watch his videos. It's cool watching his videos, but he just speaks straight to the camera, not unlike I'm doing right now. Ooh, need to peek. Not unlike I'm doing right now. I lean the right way. But I don't have True Crime Loser up on screen. It's on a different screen. Anyway, the thing I like about True Crime Loser is he's a storyteller, and if you're trying to fall asleep and you're watching a true crime case, a lot of the time you're watching it and you're like, you want to see it, you want to see the video, like what the hell's happening here? Oh, I did the wrong. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, this is nice. This is bright. Okay, so what I need to do is copy that and then paste it over here to maybe that window.
probably that window.
Everest summiting sea.
Yeah, that's Mr. Scott there. That's Scott Sharp himself. Hold on. No, it didn't work. Haha. Okay. Well, I will find my way there. Just enjoy the music while I'm figuring things out. Got a bunch of YouTube videos that are, or channels that are in my subscriptions that are about how to build a YouTube channel because it's been so recent for me. None of them say just play music and don't have a plan. There's Scott. So yeah, the thing I love about him is he just talks to the camera. So if you're trying to get to sleep and you're worried like, oh, I'm going to miss something here, I want to see that video. Now, this is what pissed me off about him in the first place. I used to watch him and I'd be like, you're talking about Sarah? Now show me the video. But then I realized the more I knew about Sarah, the more I realized he's watching the video. He's prepared this reaction. And if you listen to him talking and you already know all the visuals, what a great story. Well, the story he's telling here is about a Sherpa on Mount Everest. And, I guess it's common. The Sherpas, what a job, right? Their job is to take fat American tourists, not all American, but I guess the fat ones are American. No, I'm just being an asshole now. I'm not in great shape myself. Anyway, the Sherpas have to bring tourists. Some of them are good mountain climbers. A lot of them, I presume, are, mediocre. You're paying a lot of money. I guess it's like $70,000. He says that one of these companies charges to send you up there. And you have a Sherpa that, is your personal guide, and you climb onto the rope and you follow the rope up to top of Everest, and you come back down with your Sherpa, and he guides you on everything you have to do to stay alive, and that's how it works. Well, the story he's telling here, and that's why I'm showing it to you but not letting him play, because he's the storyteller. I'm just telling a story about his story. The Sherpa is 57 years old. His name's Hillary Sherpa. I guess it's a longer name than that, but he goes by Hillary, and Sherpa's part of his name. It's like Hillary Domva Dubba Sherpa. But Hillary Sherpa is what Scott refers to him as. So this is a story of Hillary Sherpa. And Hillary Sherpa is no longer working as a Sherpa. He's 57 years old. So now he's working at one of the base camps. He just cooks. So he's, you need meals. Everybody needs to eat. So Hillary Sherpa works at one of these base camps, cooking meals. But there's a tourist who, he's paid $70,000 for a Sherpa to bring him up. And that Sherpa's not up to it. The Sherpa's like, no, feeling it, gotta go down. I can't stay. And they talk about it. And they're like, how are we gonna, we've taken $70,000 from this woman. Let me just turn down the volume a bit here. This is Love the Messenger by Freedom Trail Studio. But yeah, the Sherpa's like, well, I guess they gather and they decide, we need to bring this person up. It's a lot of money. Whatever the discussion is, they end up coming to Hillary Sherpa and they offer him $75, the equivalent of $75 US. For a 57-year-old base cook, used to be a Sherpa, but now he's got more relaxed life so he can provide for his family. hey, it would really help us out if you brought up this tourist. And Hillary Sherpa, you know what, $75? I'm in. LZB sent a True Crime gift membership, Dan D True Crime gift membership to True Crime Type of Mind. Congratulations for winning that. Thank you, LZB, for gifting it. If I missed anyone tonight, I don't have access to the app that shows me who gifted. So any mods who saw me miss something, call me out so I don't miss it. But getting back to Hillary Sherpa, it's an amazing story, and Scott tells it better. I'm telling the shitty version of it, but you're stuck here with me. Just remember, go to True Crime Loser, check out Scott's story. It's a great story. It's about a half hour long. You can fall asleep to it. I fell asleep to it this morning. I went back to bed. I woke up and was like, I'm not ready to wake up. So I listened to it and fell back asleep. But anyway, so Hillary Sherpa now is tasked with bringing this person up the mountain. They strap them to the back. They've got, hey, you made it up the mountain, and brings them back down. But on the way down, Hillary Sherpa's like, I can't keep up with the group. Like, you got to go on. Go on without me. You'll die if you stay with me. Go on without me. Okay. So now Hillary Sherpa's behind the pack. Well behind the pack. To the point that the people get down and they're like, hey, Hillary Sherpa's still up there. Like, he was, couldn't make it. Should we bring him oxygen? Should we? And the company that paid $75 to Hillary Sherpa to, take over for their Sherpa that had to leave, they're licensed, sub-licensed through this other company that, pays the big bills. The Sherpa story should be true, and check it out on True Crime Loser, Carolina Hurtado. I've got him up on screen here because he's the one who did this. I'm telling this story through what I learned from him, and he tells it really well. But it's a true story. It's something that it happens every year. Apparently, these Sherpas are put into life and death situations, trying to manage people going up the mountain. People who want to go home and say, hey, I climbed Everest. I remember there was a thing last year about some tourists that, okay, it's a separate story and I don't know it as well. But basically she got down and made a big deal over, hey, I climbed Everest. But she promised her rescuers at halfway up, hey, I'll pay you $75,000 if you get me down. And they strapped her to her back, their backs. Get down. She's like, I'm not paying you. That was under duress. You coerced me to do that. So anyway, let's get back to Hillary Sherpa. So Hillary Sherpa is going down the mount. The last he was seen, he was sitting on his bags in the death zone. And it's called a death zone because the oxygen is, basically if you stay there, you're going to die. You can travel through the death zone, but you don't stay in the death zone or you die. So Hillary Sherpa was last seen near the bottom of the death zone, but still in the death zone, sitting. So there's a big discussion. The company says, hey, company, we're getting our permits through. You can send someone up there to bring them oxygen, right? And they're like, no, that's not what we do. Like, what? I thought you would do it. Like, no. Basically, they talk about it for so long that a week goes by and he's still up there. And he's crawling down on his own. And he, at some point, gets sucked into a crevasse. Like he falls, like an ice bridge collapses. And there's only a certain climbing season. It's too dangerous to climb after a certain point because of these sorts of things. So this ice bridge collapses, boom, he's in an 8-meter crevasse. Hillary Sherpa, 57 years old, too slow to keep up with the group. If you've seen March of the Penguins, I imagine it's something like that. So now he's in this crevasse. He's got a broken femur, frostbitten, blackened fingers, things fucking shitty for Hillary Sherpa. An avalanche hits. The avalanche fills in the crevasse enough that Hillary Sherpa is able to climb out of the 8-meter hole that he's in. So with his broken femur, Hillary Sherpa manages to climb out of the 8-meter hole. And he gets to base camp 3 or whatever base camp is. But base camp 3 is empty. They've already packed up their shit. They're like, Hillary, there's no way, he's up in the death zone. Nobody lives in the death zone. Better just to take our stuff. So the long story, and I wish I knew the whole story. I don't know the whole story. Check out True Crime Loser. He's got a channel. He's got a lot of Sarah Boone content on the channel. So if you're a Sarah Boone fan, you haven't checked it out, and you know Sarah Boone inside and out, you'll love his storytelling because you actually know all the videos he's referring to, and you can picture it in your head, and you can close your eyes and just let him tell you the story. Hillary Sherpa lives. Hillary Sherpa makes it down to the bottom. So this was that was why I told that story, because it's uplifting. It's a lot of true crime stories. It's not even really a true crime story. He's just a great storyteller. But I like that story, and that's why I told it, and that's why I'm telling you about it. So check out True Crime Loser. His channel covers a lot of Sarah, a lot of the old JCS videos. Covers those in detail. This is Jadi Tao. Jadi Tao is by Casa Rosa's Tulum Vibes. Sudi, the more stories I build up, the more I'll tell them to you. Let me see if I can think of a story from my own life that I can tell. I'll let the music play while I'm thinking. Oh yeah, get me some energy now. If you were trying to sleep, it's time to wake up. Named Hillary Sherpa after Edmund Hillary, the first guy to summit Mount Everest. Thank you for adding that tidbit, Detective Wobbuffet. This is The Streets of Punjab by Hamu Dixit. Carolina Hurtado asks if they're indigenous people. Often the Sherpas are from Nepal. Nepal is that tiny little country in between China and Mongolia. I had a globe when I was a kid that had, what was it called? Basically, the mountain ranges were in it. Was it a relief globe? Is that what it's called? It was political, like it had colors to show the different countries. But it had all the mountain ranges in it too. So I remember that little part by Nepal is definitely the highest part of the globe. And yeah, most of the Sherpas are indigenous to Nepal. There may be some Mongolians. And yeah, they climb the mountain, as Sudi mentions, to look after their families. They know the mountain. They know that. And the tourists come in and they're like, okay, we've got ropes. Just stay on the path. We'll bring you up. We'll bring you down. We're acclimatized up here. you're going to have to live in base camp for a couple of weeks to get your oxygen up. You don't listen to me, you're going to die. You listen to me, you still might die. This song is called Who Do You Think I Think You Are by the Mini Vandals. Carolina Hurtado just learned a lot about Sherpas. Special thanks to Sue D and Detective Wolbafit, and I appreciate that thanks myself. Topographic map, thank you. A topographic or relief map. Suma Loudmouth chimes in to fill in the details on my relief map. Care for JCYT says the air is really thin up there. Suma Loudmouth giving a hi to Lear D, and Lear D is maybe a brand new name to me, so welcome Lear D myself. Lear D, this isn't the standard Dandy True Crime podcast, but it's not uncommon. You shouldn't be surprised by this, but this is a true crime podcast. Normally I'm talking about serious shit. But just before this all happened, I was doing dramatic reads and this bottle of vodka came into play. I don't know if it's just like it was out, so it was like a prop that was in play for hide and seek. Next thing you know, I'm drinking vodka and doing a dramatic read. It's not delicious, that's for sure. It's not delicious. Lear D, how did you find this? Are you just looking for live streams at night, or are you a true crime fan? Sorry for putting all the focus on you, but I'm interested. Oh my, I have about 6 songs left in this particular playlist. If that ends, then I'm really flying by the seat of my pants. This is Road Trip by Slynk, S-L-Y-N-K. I hope you're having a good evening. You know what evenings like this remind me of? That's right, Morgan and Morgan. Not everyone can design a circus flyer to attack the... You know what listening to this stream reminds me of? That's right, Gorman and Gorman. Not everyone can design a circus flyer to attract a top-notch legal defense. If you did something incredibly depraved, and you are obviously guilty, don't take the plea. Call Gorman and Gorman. Gorman and Gorman does not own a white flag. All of our lawyers are zealous with 2 sides a keen. If you're oppressed, invest in Gorman and Gorman. An epic opportunity awaits. What's with these dandies dissing my world? Why do they got a front? What did I ever do to his chat to make them so violent? but you know of George. And you know my crime. In Lowell for all of time. Grandparents died, I was barely 43. It didn't leave much to George and me, except these old puzzles, a collection of tarnished spoons. Now, I don't blame George because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that man had did, climbing in that suitcase and giving me the name Killer Boone. He must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from between each smoke, seeing him beg and plead to be let out soon. Sometimes I'd giggle at what I'd said, I'd grab the bat and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a gal named Boone. I grew up quick and I grew up mean, and my wits got hard, my lawyers keen. Yeah, Owens from Milton Town would play my game. I filled in my map, tracking all Boone fan stars. I miss Muldoon's and other bars. Drunky the Bear used to be my name. Well, it was Florida in Winter Park. We just got drunk and it was getting dark. George was dancing to a fractious tune. There in a closet towards the back, a suitcase sat with a zipper snapped, and it was how I got the name Suitcase Boone. Well, I knew that George wasn't gonna live, and it's on you was the advice I'd give, recording every second for the camera's view. I was shrill and smug and mean and cold. I looked at him, my voice got bold. I said, "My name is Boone. This is a fuck you. Now guess what you should do?" "Yeah, shut the fuck up then," was my cruel reply. He calmed down, but to my surprise, "Come up with 2 fingers and put them both right near." This is I Wish I Knew by Otis McDonald. I have to say, I don't think the singer sounds like an Otis. We'll come back to that. I'll go a little a cappella just to finish this off. "Come up with 2 fingers and put them both right near." Well, I grabbed the bat and I smashed the bat right across his hand. I steadied myself for one last stand, then swearing and a-sipping on the couch with George in fear. Well, I tell you, I've been drunker then, but I really can't remember when. 3 magnums deep, Sunday style. I've told you this and I've told you that, and nothing was intentional, except for the bat. Yet I'll still show up in court and smile. And now Lowell's got me for an LWAP life, and best I can do is hope for a wife, arts and crafts, and maybe a phone call from outside. "Why is this happening?" I screamed and cried. The detective said, "It's 'cause George had died. It was a good day, and now I'm doomed." This is my story I'm telling you. Don't y'all try to assume, because life ain't easy for this gal named Boone.
All right, Lear D's been convinced to sub. It's a little groovy here. Lear D, there is a I've got a whole archive. You don't need to wait, but you're welcome to come back next Friday. Next Friday is the next scheduled broadcast. We're coming back to the Sarah Boone trial. We're at the closing argument stage. That said, if you tune in at the beginning, you're not getting closing arguments. We don't start with the best stuff. We start with the shit. We move on to the good stuff. We're starting with jury instructions. We're starting with charging conference. We're starting with a lot of boring BS, but in context, it's kind of interesting. And I'll try and provide that context. I'll try and provide that context. Because that's what I do here. That's one of the things I do. Sometimes I just say things in a nice voice. I don't even know what I'm saying. As long as I set myself up, I can say it. And it's almost like that song from Blues Traveler, where if you say all the words with inflection, people don't care what the lyrics are anymore. You just, as long as you get to the hook, and the hook brings it back. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing next Friday. We'll start off with the boring stuff, but then we're going to finish with closing arguments. And then that'll be the end of the Friday stream, anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, ideally 6. But, you know, sometimes I get a little chatty. It happens. Fletcher Boy points out, as Getty Lee says, the shitty sounds too. Yeah, we're going to get all the sounds. The good sounds, the bad sounds, and everything in between. But if you don't like that, you know, there's edited versions. You can watch my shorts. My shorts, those are tight. There's no wasted space in there. The shorts is all killer, no filler. But yeah, closing arguments are great. That said, there's mic issues. So the same issues that plagued the opening arguments, they plague the closing arguments. Which means I might need to do my James Owens voice. I might be muting James Owens during the closing arguments just so, well, this is important here. I want to get this right. I'm just a small-town lawyer from Milton. I appreciate y'all being here, and y'all been very kind to us, and Sarah Boone is sitting here as a woman. You don't hit a woman. Never hit a woman. I'm going to say that again. You never hit a woman. So that's what we'll be doing. Oh shit, this is the second to last song. Oh fuck me, I'm not ready for this. This is a good song though. Oh yeah, I get a little snarky. Thank you for that. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive. You can see me like Illuminati. You can see me like Illuminati. But I'm shining so bright. Don't come and try to share some of this light now. Give me a beat and I control it like a maestro. Ladies on a mission, they be trying. I forget about the proximity. I'm very sorry to everyone who was trying to sleep. Gotta make sure you know how to shake it like a bartender. Team with me and they all winners. And you know we ballin' all winter, all summer. Jewelry around my neck is lightning, but I'm all thunder. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Place your bets on us. Get your money and flip it, yeah. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. Place your bets on us. Get your money and flip it. Bring a friend and come along. Don't be taking too long. The vibe's too strong. If you don't know how to move, then we moving on. Ain't no way rhythmic feet up in this place. If you can't catch the feeling, then get out the way. I've been reeling and fish from the lake. They keep saying I'm down to earth, but I'm really out of space. All these women aliens, super foreign, so exotic. Hop in the Mercedes Benz, and I got them crushing like ice pouring above. It's overflowing on us. You drop it, then pick it up. I think I'm falling in love, but shawty, this isn't what you probably thinking it was. It's a vibe out, cooling it for the weekend and such. You gon' find out once you come on and bring me that up. Keep coming with it. Keep coming with it. All right, thank you for joining Dan D True Crime. It's been a great show. I'm glad you came. I feel like you guys are fine, and I'm Dan D, and together it's been fine and dandy. So it's time to call it a night. It's time to say goodbye to everyone who's here, and say hello to everyone who's here on the replay, but goodbye as well, because this is the end. I'm glad you stayed with me. I think there's as many people who stayed for this as stayed for the main content, so that's pretty impressive. Oh, just me. You missed a lot. Keep this in your buffer, but you probably want to loop back. Right now, the live replay won't be active, but after it processes, you'll be able to keep up with it. If this ends too suddenly, I may bring back one more song. Right. I have my 15-minute... You know what? This is the second to last song. This is the penultimate song. This is the penultimate song, but the ultimate song is only 2 minutes and 40 seconds long, so we're not extending it that far. But when this ends, I have one more song. It was the song I intended for this stream to end on, but now we're 2 hours after that point. So I'll play that song again. It was the song that started this part of the show. It was meant to be the ending song, so it still will be the ending song. This is A Night Alone by Track Tribe. The final song will be Tonight Again by Rod Kim. Because we should do Tonight Again. This was a fun night. Suma, you're still here with me. You like doing a late night. You ever want to do like a late night show where you have something to talk about and then have me to come on with nothing to talk about just to do this? I'm in. I would love to do that. And then we could just tell the chat, hey, you know, if you don't have anywhere else to go to Dan D's place. After this, Suma's going to do what her mother did after meeting all of her boyfriends. Rest her eyes. Just like Sarah, you know, the end is never the end, right? The end is always just the end until the next thing. So this is the last song until the last song. But that only makes it more appropriate. And if that was the last song, this would be the end of the stream. And if this was Daniel Siobhan, she'd say, for everyone who's still here, thank you. But we're not quite done yet. You've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to say goodbye, because this is the last song of the evening. Let's do Tonight Again. And you're absolutely correct. I don't like to say goodbye. Never say goodbye. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up first.
Until daylight. Repeat, rewind, and put your hands up. Oh, keep those hands up for tonight again. Even in another lifetime, find me there.
It's Care for JC that realized I don't like to say goodbye. Oh, it's almost time to go.
And let's do it tonight. Tonight again. Even in another lifetime, find me there. And let's do tonight again. More dancing, I might just fall in love. I know the DJ and I love this song.
That's it. I got nothing else. That's all I got. So thank you for joining. And this is Dan D, True Crime, signing off for the evening. It's the end of a broadcast weekend. I appreciate you being here. I look forward to seeing you again next Friday. Check out my videos. I've put out a few. There's little Judas Priest, little Metallica, little Black Sabbath, little Maneater from Hall & Oates, little Napoleon, They're Coming to Take Me Away. You got to check it out. Look up Dan D, all the shorts. If you want more music, if this wasn't quite enough for you, well, it's over. So your only choice is the Dan D Shorts Library. Dan D Shorts. Your place to go when you want 1 minute of Sarah Boone coverage or more. Have a great night, Tam Tam Namaste. Another one to say is looking for an encore. Oh, you might. You are, you are speaking my language. You are speaking my language. Let's see another one to say. I'm not, maybe something jazzy, right? Like something. Are you guys, am I pushing it? Would it be too much? Did we like Party Coded? Everyone was liking that. That had a good vibe. Gonna be too much? It's gonna feel like, oh my God. No way they're playing it again. Out to the dance floor. This has got some Andrew WK vibes. Put a volume boost on there.
Simulation override, intercepted, televised.
That feels like an encore. Feels like we've completed the show. This could be the goodbye song. I hope you all had a great night. And now you know the key to keeping me online. Just request a song at the end of one of my lives. Say, hey, turn on those flashing lights. I hope you had a fantastic time, a fine and dandy time, as it were. Once we go offline here, I'm going to take Lola out for a walk. It's pretty smoky out here. Anyone that's in British Columbia, you know what I'm talking about.
I was swinging along, minding my business, when suddenly out of the blue, just like a present from heaven.
Have some prayers for the people of Summerland, BC. I know you guys may not be aware of Summerland, BC. It's a small community of about 20,000 people just outside of the Okanagan. They were recently evacuated due to the wildfires. A lot of smoke in the air. Everybody knows where it's coming from. They've all been evacuated to Penticton, which is a nearby town, but 20,000 people have all had to leave their homes, and there's a lot of tough situations in the world, and together we can get through it. So thank you to you. Keep being you. I'll keep being me. Together we'll have a good time. And I'll see you on the next project. I'll see you at the next live. I'll see you on the replay crew. If you enjoyed this, mention it in the comments. Put your favorite song, put your favorite moment. Or do none of it. Just lurk. Just enjoy the content on your own terms. Don't do what anyone tells you to do. It's your life. Thank you for being a part of my life.
Who would have ever believed? Could it be true that someone like you could fall for somebody like me? Now
It's amazing.
happy as ever, no longer lonely or blue.
Thanks to you.
For I have been kissed by an angel. Beautiful, wonderful, marvelous, lovable, beautiful, wonderful you.
Good night. There will be no further encores. I had a great time. And we'll do this again. We'll do this again. Good night. Sleep tight. Support your favorite creators. Thank you for being here, and hug the people that are close to you. Put love out in the world if you've got it. Accept the energy if you need it. Have a great evening. Good night. Bye. Dandy signing off.